Oh, it's so good to be back here again. What's up, socials? Welcome back to an episode of I've Tried Everything, where you ask me questions about your struggles, trials, and tribulations as it pertains to social media and video, and I answer that question while sipping coffee on my couch. Shall we?
Hi, Amy. I've got a question for you. If I have a tech blog as well as a YouTube channel, whenever I post a new video, should I tweet the link straight to the new video? Or should I rather create a blog post, embed the video inside, and tweet that link? The thinking is get the views on the blog as well as someone could click on and get the views on the video itself. What do you think?
Thank you, Techie Guy. I appreciate you so much. You're always hanging out in my comments and tweeting me, and I appreciate your support. Your channel is fantastic. Love to see the hustle of all that content over there. Now, this is going to depend a little bit on what your goals are, but in the case that you are trying to be found more organically on YouTube, here is what I suggest. In this case, where you do have a little bit of a subscribership, this is awesome because you've reached a point where they're gonna get pinged that you have a video go live, and that momentum of that video once it goes live is really, really important. Now, you guys know how much I believe in making sure that you have your own website so you can send people to that. However, these days where YouTube is really pimping out the content, not just in subscription feeds, but in recommended video feeds, the front page is a total variable as to what's gonna be on it, and lots of other ways that you can be found, including search. You really wanna make YouTube happy at the kickoff of that video. Eyeballs and a lot of watch time on that video once it's launched is extremely important. So it's also important to remember that YouTube is keeping an eye on it during that period of time to see, is this a relevant piece of content that we want to rise up in the ranks a little bit? And so all the views and all of that count significantly. But they also really are partial to people viewing the video on YouTube, obviously, because they make a lot more money when people are on the watch page or on mobile, and all of the ads that they are able to populate can show up. So in the case that a video, let's say you think has a solid chance of rising up in search, and in this example where you're constantly competing for that space of tech review and a lot of the same devices, you really need to be focused on your keywords and your copy before this can even happen. But let's say that's all in place, you really do not want to slow down the potential of that rising up. So I would suggest that you really focus on pimping out that YouTube link first. I have been following this advice for probably 6 months now, and I've absolutely noticed a difference in whether or not a video is going to be on the front page or not by making sure that I'm sending people from all of my other networks to a YouTube link versus the blog post. But that content does not die after that 48 hours. You definitely want to keep sending people to the content, but once it's outside of the first couple of days, that's when I start to market that blog post link. Keeping in mind that you have to remember what your top priority is. If this is a case of this video is really only for the people who know me really well, and my number one KPI is going to be that they subscribe to my email newsletter, then you should probably just go for the blog post link. But in the case of organic discovery, getting in search, having people subscribe to a YouTube channel, really put as much investment in the YouTube link in the first couple of days as possible. Great question from the Techie Guy. Go check him out and give him some advice of your own if you would like to help him get better at video on YouTube. If you would like to submit a question for I've Tried Everything, I welcome you to do so. Upload your video as unlisted and email the link to questions@savvysexysocial.com. That's all for today's socials. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always, and I'll see you on the next one.